Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to become fluent in English in just 2 months. I'm not kidding. I'm going to talk about everything. I'm going to talk about plans. I'm going to talk about routine in the morning, what you have to do in the afternoon, what you have to do, or the whole day, what you can do to become fluent in English in 2 months. In this whole video, I'm not going to use any of Hindi words. This video will be in English because I know very well that if you're listening to me and you can understand whatever I'm saying, so you can assure yourself that you can understand basic English. In this whole video, I'll be using some kind of basic English words and basic sentence structures. What happens with us when we listen to somebody while speaking in English? We understand English very well. We understand every single word. When we read, at that moment also we understand those words very well. But when it comes to speaking, at that moment we fumble and words don't come to our mind. We just get stuck, and at that moment we think a lot and hesitate about our mistakes and all the words that we are using. At that moment we try to translate from our native language to English language. A lot of sentences, a lot of negative thoughts start roaming in our mind, and just because of that we could not focus on that what we have to do, what we have to speak. In this video, I'm going to talk about this plan, so stay tuned. By the end of this video, I want to ask you for one thing. What is the most important thing that you need to learn a new language? Do you know about it? You need words, you need vocabulary. You need a lot of words to form sentences. Whatever you want to speak, whatever you want to express, whatever you want to describe, you need words. If you don't have words, you will not be able to describe situations. You will not be able to express your feelings in the front of somebody, whatever you want to express. When we were kids, at that moment, we were taught that this is book, this is fan, this is bike, this is apple. It should be like this, that should be like that. So these all are vocabulary, and just because of that vocabulary we can easily make up sentences. So to build up your vocabulary, you have to learn more and more vocabulary. But learning vocabulary is not enough to speak like a fluent English speaker. Try to listen people while speaking in English. To build up your vocabulary, you will have to start listening. The more you are going to listen, the more fluent you are going to become. So when you get up in the morning, start listening to songs, start listening to podcast. So what is going to happen with us after listening to songs, after listening to podcast, after listening to English? When you listen to the songs for the first time, you get the pronunciation of the words. And the second thing, you're going to get how they create sense. So you can start using all of this into your daily life. After listening, after learning new vocabulary words, what you can do, you can start reading, and from there you are going to get number of vocabulary words, new vocabulary words. You can read newspaper or reading a book. At that moment your mind actually thinks in English. If you are reading something, at that moment you can get new vocabulary words, new sentence structures. While reading, if you don't understand anything, if you get stuck somewhere, at that moment, if you don't get the meaning of something, at that moment don't demotivate, don't try to move on. When you get stuck in any word, that moment you should figure out the meaning of that word yourself. You should try to understand the situation. You should try to figure out the meaning of that word. If you're not able to figure out, at that moment you should look it up into dictionary. When you figure out the meaning by yourself, is that in this kind of situation we use this kind of word, this kind of sentence structures. After that you need to find synonyms of that particular word and learn it. The next thing that you have to do is to speak out. It is very important thing. Start speaking out. If you don't speak, you will not be able to be fluent in English. You have learned a lot of vocabulary words. Now start using them into your daily life. For speaking, you will have to talk to somebody. But if you don't have partner, if you don't have somebody to talk to, then start speaking to yourself. Whatever you had done in your day, you can just talk to yourself by translating all the situations. Whatever you are going to do in the near future, you can translate all those situations if you keep cramming words, if you keep cramming sentence structures. But unless and until you are not using them into your daily life, you are not speaking out, you can't remember them. Firstly, start creating sentences using those words related to your life, then try to speak out. And the last I want to tell you, start writing. You can write anything, whatever you have done, whatever you're going to do, or you can describe any situation that you have faced. You can write your goals for the next day. So before going to the bed, write something. You can write anything, but make sure that whatever the words you have learned before, all the words should be in two sentences. English is not the thing that you can swallow it and the next day or after some time you'll be able to be fluent. You will have to practice each and every moment. When you're listening to something, listen in English. When you're reading something, read in English. When you're thinking something, at that moment also think in English. You will have to surround yourself in English. If you are just trying to speak only for 15 minutes or for only 1 hour a day, and you are thinking that you will be able to be fluent in English, you will not be. You will have to get involved in English each and every moment. The whole conclusion of this video is surround yourself with English. Start listening to English, start reading in English, start thinking in English, and start speaking in English. Whatever you are doing in your day, just change the mode of your language into English. By the way, in the next video, I'm thinking to come up with a story and that will be full of new English vocabulary words. So what you think about that? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, so hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.